Blake Production.
But it doesn't matter because okay, in this video, you know what, I want to target Canadians. Okay, if you're Canadian and you see this video, share it. This needs to reach more Canadians. Okay, Canada is pretty much in shambles. Everybody knows it, but it's kind of like that elephant in the room where it's like you're living here and you're just like, oh yeah, everything's like so expensive, and it's kind of just like, yeah, but there's so many things you could do about it, right? There's harder assets you can buy, right? Everyone knows, well, not everyone, but the few who understand Bitcoin understand that. Galaxy needs to be talked about more often because this is probably one of the more harder assets you can purchase. And the upside here is ridiculous, really. So here's the thing. You could buy Galaxy in your TFSA and all the gains that are recouped on that are tax-free. Galaxy is a stock that it's in a rare kind of place right now. It's not available to many Americans unless they trade on the OTC, which is over the counter. I don't think it's hard for people to understand. This is like a quick example of this is like, imagine being able to invest in a company before it IPOs. This is a similar situation, except it's obviously not that. What it is you're getting to invest in a company before it goes onto the NASDAQ, and the company happens to be one of the most relevant names in the crypto industry. Okay, the crypto industry, for those who don't understand, it's now officially a sector. Okay, this is officially here to stay forever. So it's in its infancy. It's been what 13 or 15 years old. Somebody correct me on that. It's still in its infancy. And I think personally, investing in a name like Galaxy is in the like of investing in a Shopify at the IPO, or investing in an Amazon back in 2000 and fucking 2002 or 2003, or right after the 2001 dot-com bubble, right? Galaxy is providing an opportunity, especially for Canadians, because it is very obscure, right? Not many people talk about it, but all the things that this company is doing in the space, it especially because it's such a new sector, right? Crypto is so new, and for most people, it's a sector that, not many people really believe in it. The average person thinks it's still a scam. Like you're never going to find an opportunity like this again. Like, this is pretty much investing in one of the big, like, this is like investing in Apple when the first iPhone comes out, and instead of buying the phone, you're buying the stock, right? So Galaxy as an infrastructure play on, if you think crypto is going to grow, which it is, because all the background infrastructure of what's going on, how to transfer regular systems, financial systems, onto the blockchain. Galaxy owns one of the biggest companies, one of the most relevant companies that is going to pretty much do the whole process of that, and that's the GK8, right? Custodian there. There's so many other things. I'm going to save some of the notes I got down for tomorrow. Tomorrow, 7:30 p.m., June 6th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're just going to host a Twitter Spaces. We're just going to talk about Galaxy and just like pretty much shoot the shit. Again, I don't know everything, right? I'm not claiming to be a genius. I'm trying to come to you from a humble point of view and just share the DD that I've pulled up. Most of the shit that I kind of look at is more what's obvious to some is pretty much it can be very oblivious to others, right? So to me, it's very obvious that crypto is here to stay, and Galaxy is a major player in this space, especially with you have Novogratz as the CEO, and he's like one of the most prevalent names in the industry, right? That alone plus the chart is enough for me to long it, but gaining more conviction, kind of understanding what the company does, um, a lot of their lines of business and how they're generating revenue, is so fascinating to me, and it's only really strengthened my conviction, right? So I highly recommend this name for Canadians. If you're watching this video and you're Canadian, this is a name that it must be in your portfolio. This is not financial advice, obviously, but in my opinion, this must be in your portfolio. Let's get into the technicals here. So Galaxy Digital Holdings, the log chart, we're looking at a weekly time frame, okay? I've mentioned this many times before in many different videos, okay? The grand macro outlook of this stock and its stock price is looking at it from a simple A, right? This is the A move from last cycle, the B move from the bear market, and now we're looking for a C move to the upside here, right? And essentially, what we're seeing is it's inevitable. This is going to happen. We're going to see this strong move. It's just a matter of time. Why I think it's inevitable is because of all these different factors that we're going to talk about tomorrow that, not many other companies in the space are putting up numbers like this. And it's fantastic. Like, right, just a quick glimpse for you guys. Right now, Galaxy's trading at approximately 1.66 book value, right? So 1.6 times the book value. The book value from Q1 financials is $9.11, and this is sitting at 15.89 cents per share. If we just quickly do the math on this, a lot of these crypto names are trading at like maybe 7 to 10x of their book value, right? So if Galaxy can catch up, go on the Nasdaq and start trading at those prices, well, 7 times $9.11, that's a $63 per share price, right? And if we go up to 10, that's around, you're sitting around a $90 share price. I think that's very realistic, especially because we're not even on the Nasdaq yet. With all these things happening in the States regarding, the 180-degree shift into accepting crypto and it becoming, something that they could rally on, the United States. That's going to bleed into Canada as well. So if we have all of America pumping billions, if not trillions of dollars into the crypto space, Galaxy is an asset manager. They are a tokenization play. They are a mining play. They are a staking play. They are a pivotal role in this space. And essentially, not many other companies are doing all these things and executing at such a high level, right? So I think honestly, a 7 to 10 this stock trading at 7 to 10 times book value, it's really not a surprise in my opinion. I think that we will probably see that by the end of this cycle. So again, think about that. $60 to $90. That happens to, right, if we're looking at it from a fundamental perspective, that makes sense, and it adds with this thesis we have here, which is a very simple A, B, C move, right? Eventually, this is going to turn into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? So eventually what we're going to see is here's the first move, right? Very strong move to the upside from the first cycle back in 2020, 2021. We have this large bear market. We consolidate. We create a higher low around this $3.50 range. And now what we're seeing is this third move, which is going to create a higher high, whether it's $100 to $150 zone. I think that's where it's going to take us. And then from here, we're going to have another correction back to the downside, likely around this area. Sorry, I'm going to switch that up for you guys. So again, this is the thesis that I've been talking about for years now. Okay, this is what is likely going to happen. And it's starting to play out here, right? So $100 to $150 is, I think, the target for this leg. We're going to have another correction to the downside here, probably around $25 to $30, and then the next move up, right? So this is what we're looking at. We're looking at a 10-year play, an 8 to 10-year play if we're starting from 2020, right? So broad term, broad scheme, this is what we're looking at. So looking at the, oh, is crypto really dude, you're missing the forest for a tree, right? What you need to start looking at is, this is hinting to us that there's a significant play going on here. Now, when we zoom in and we look at the 3-day time frame, you can see that the stock's been uptrending after it's made a beautiful consolidation, right, during the bear market. Beautiful consolidation. This is what we call an accumulation phase of a stock's trend. Okay, beautiful, beautiful pattern. If you could recognize a pattern like this in any stock, it's likely very bullish. We have the strong move to the upside and a long period of time where you consolidate, and during that time you start to see an accumulation phase. You see a higher low being created in the retrospect of things, right? So here we have a low, we have our high, and we have our higher low being created. And on top of that, you could add, right, the crypto space as a catalyst. So you look at Bitcoin and you look at Ethereum and you look at Solana, all these, crypto currencies are performing very well during this time, right? A lot of them are on Galaxy's balance sheet. So you add this, right? That's a catalyst you could use to kind of mismatch. And essentially what we have here now is the breakout of this massive accumulation phase. And all we're doing here is creating higher highs and higher lows. So yes, we might get the strong move to the upside here, and then it might come back down to the $16 range. But this is what we're looking at. And over time, if you just be patient, it's looking like this is going to be one of the names that 6, 12, 18, 24, 36 months from now, we're going to just look back and be like, oh my God, I can't believe this used to be a $15 stock. So that's the breakdown here on Galaxy. Again, it's kind of a long rant and kind of like a precursor to what we're going to get into tomorrow. I hope that there's a lot of other people who will join and also share their bullish points of view. But this is the play, especially for Canadians. Now, if we zoom in even further, all we're really looking at right now is a nice cup. I like to call this a little launch pad pattern, where we have a clear resistance from around 15 to 16.50, call it. $15 to $16 is a clear resistance. And we have this sort of cup developing here, right? So it's almost like a launch pad is loading but below this phase. And all we're really looking at this specific level, again, you could draw this out from over here. Whoa. So you could drag this out all the way across, and previous support turns into resistance, and all we're seeing right now is once this flips into support again, it might take a little bit of time where we see something like this, we get the breakout, and then we retest this area, and then we go for a mean run towards the $25, $30 zone. That would make sense in my opinion for a more shorter term kind of outlook of the stock. But everything is making sense. Everyone who has, if it's funny, we look back about 2 months ago. Yeah, it is about 2 months ago, right? Yeah, 2 months ago. Galaxy Twitter was in shambles. Trevor crying, Galaxian crying, many others calling this a bunk stock. And look, all we did was pretty much regather right back into that zone. Thesis is even stronger. Q1 results are even better than we thought. Everything is adding up here, which leads to me confirming overall my thesis. And again, for those of you who don't know, check my YouTube. go back all the way to literally November 2021, where I called that even April 2022, when I called, we should be looking for a massive correction and gathering at cheaper prices, because that's exactly what happened, right? So I have videos down here saying Galaxy is the most low key stock in the history of Canadian stocks. And here we are, up 350%. There's still a lot more to go, especially when you factor in, Bitcoin isn't even trading at an all time high. It hasn't even gone absolute parabolic mode yet. If we do see that, the name has, man, Galaxy has so much legs. NASDAQ uplisting, if that occurs, Galaxy has so much legs. It's like there's so many catalysts adding up. Ignoring this name is, it's just financially not smart. And that's coming from me. And I'm just a 26-year-old electrical apprentice who studies charts all day. And here I am. And we all know that those who have been playing Galaxy know we're right. And that's why it feels so good. So I'm excited to chat to you guys tomorrow. Easy.